Have you ever felt like you're constantly swimming against the current, surrounded by voices and influences that drain your energy more than they feed it? Right now, I want to invite you to take a pause and reflect. Who are the people around you? Do they lift you up or tear you down? Today, let's delve into the ancient wisdom of the Stoics, exploring how choosing our companions and setting personal boundaries can radically transform our journey through life. Stay with us until the end of this video to discover practical strategies that can be applied in your daily life. So if you are new here, please like the video and subscribe. Statistics show that only 15% of my audience is subscribed to the channel, so if this content has helped you in any way, I ask you to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Eliminate toxic people from your life. Have you ever thought about how much the people around us influence us? It seems we are always in the midst of a lot of noise and pressure, where every little thing we do is closely scrutinized. But there's a secret that can change everything: the people we choose to keep close. There are people who are like a calm river that helps us move forward gently, encouraging us to be better. But there are also those who are like a storm, bringing trouble and confusion, and we end up losing our way. The Stoics, ancient masters of the art of living well, talked a lot about this. They said we need to have self-control and find our peace regardless of the chaos happening outside. It makes us think, are the friendships we have helping us grow, or are they sinking us? Walking away from someone who only brings negativity is not a weakness, it's a strength. It's choosing to keep those who are truly worth it close. It's like tending to a garden. Every now and then, we need to pull some weeds, so everything looks truly beautiful. Of course, this isn't easy. We need to be honest with ourselves and think about what's really important. But just imagine how light it must feel to walk surrounded only by people who support you, in an environment where you can breathe easy, far from bad judgments and negative vibes. So, what if we think about this for a bit? Do the voices you hear in your life lift you up or drag you down? Breaking away from toxic friendships is not just about taking care of yourself. It's also about discovering your own strength and learning to navigate life in a calmer and more meaningful way. Remember, the people we choose to keep close are fundamental pieces in our lives. So, why don't we choose more carefully? This is the moment to look around us, think carefully, and make the changes that need to be made, because, in the end, the quality of our lives is defined by the company we keep. Are you ready for this choice? Set your boundaries. Time is an increasingly valuable currency, and our energy, a finite resource. Establishing boundaries is not just a survival strategy, but a fundamental pillar for a full and authentic life. But what does it really mean to set boundaries, and more importantly, how does it help us navigate the complexities of modern life? Think of boundaries as the borders on a map, outlining the territory that is exclusively yours: your time, your energy, your emotions. These boundaries are the invisible lines that help us define how far we are willing to go, what we are willing to accept, and where we need to say no. They are, in essence, a declaration of self-respect and a recognition of our own worth. Without these clear boundaries, we become vulnerable to burnout, a condition increasingly common in a society that often glorifies the idea of being constantly busy. When we can't distinguish between the demands of others and our own needs, we lose not only control over our lives, but also a crucial part of our identity. Therefore, setting boundaries is an act of balance, a delicate dance between giving and receiving. It's understanding that to truly take care of others, we need to be at our best, and that's only possible when we take care of ourselves. It's the art of saying no when necessary, not out of selfishness, but because we recognize that by preserving our well-being, we are actually cultivating a more fertile ground for all our relationships. But how do we set these boundaries? It starts with self-awareness, with understanding what you truly value, what drains your energy, and what nourishes it. It's a continuous process of actively listening to your own needs and learning to communicate them clearly and assertively. Imagine for a moment the feeling of freedom in setting these boundaries, having the power to choose how, with whom, and on what to invest your time and energy. Visualize the tranquility that comes with the certainty of living a life aligned with your deepest values. Now, I invite you to reflect. What boundaries do you need to set in your life to protect your time, your energy, and your mental health? Remember, setting boundaries is not a barrier to keep people at a distance, but a bridge to more authentic and meaningful relationships. So, how about we start drawing these boundaries today? Because in the end, the quality of your life is not measured by the number of tasks you complete, but by the quality of the experiences you choose to live. Are you ready to take the reins and define the boundaries that will guide your path? Not loving too much. You know, when we talk about love, that feeling everyone wants to feel and experience, well, love is a very beautiful thing. But there's a special way of living it that makes all the difference. The Stoics, a group of ancient thinkers, had some really cool ideas about this. They said we can love a lot, yes, but in a way that leaves everyone free, without smothering or holding anyone back. Thinking about love in this way is like letting a bird fly. If we hold it too tightly, it can't be itself. It can't fly. But if we care for it tenderly and let it free, it's happy, and so are we. True love, the kind the Stoics talked about, is the kind that gives wings, that allows a person to be who they are, without limitations. Loving freely doesn't mean we love less. It's quite the opposite. It's loving in a more intelligent way. Choosing to be together because we want to, not because we need to. It's understanding that each of us is already complete in ourselves, but we choose to share that fullness with someone else, without dependencies. This kind of love accepts that things change, that nothing lasts forever, but instead of being saddened by this, we learn to appreciate every moment, knowing that each moment together is a gift. And even though things may change, the love that was lived leaves a good mark, a little light that never goes out. Just imagine how incredible it is to love like this, with an open heart, but without losing who we are. The Stoics wanted us to learn this, to love a lot, but in a way that keeps us steady and at peace inside. So, how about we try to live love in this way? Choosing to be with someone, not to fill a void, but to add, to make the other's life even more beautiful. That's the invitation for today, to love in a way that frees, that feels good, that makes us feel more alive and happier. Let's encourage each other. Someday, the love that was lived leaves a good mark, a little light that never goes out. Just imagine how incredible it is to love like this, with an open heart, but without losing who we are. The Stoics wanted us to learn this, to love a lot, but in a way that keeps us steady and at peace inside. So how about we try to live love in this way, choosing to be with someone not to fill a void, but to add, to make the other's life even more beautiful. That's the invitation for today, to love in a way that frees, that feels good, that makes us feel more alive and happy. Shall we? Express your feelings and opinions with caution. In a world where every word has the power to build or destroy, to unite or divide, the art of expressing feelings and opinions with caution emerges as a beacon of wisdom. Imagine for a moment that our words are like the waters of a river. They flow with strength and determination, but also with the ability to adapt, to navigate obstacles with grace and resilience. In this context, Stoic philosophy offers us a map, a compass to navigate the sometimes turbulent waters of human communication. The Stoics, with their proverbial serenity, teach us that having control over our thoughts and reactions is not just an act of self-discipline, but also a gift of freedom. Imagine being able to choose, with full awareness, the response you wish to give in any situation, instead of being swept away by raw emotions and instinctive reactions. This is the promise of Stoic philosophy, the freedom to respond with wisdom and consideration. Now, why is it so crucial to moderate how we express our feelings and opinions? We live in an era of instant connections, where every thought can be shared with the world in a matter of seconds. The speed at which we communicate should not exceed the depth and quality of our interactions. By carefully choosing our words, we avoid misunderstandings, unnecessary conflicts, and above all, preserve valuable relationships. Furthermore, by practicing inner calm and seeking to understand before being understood, we become beacons of empathy and understanding in our communities. The ability to truly listen, to embrace the perspectives of others, even when they differ from our own, is an act of courage and generosity. And here, my friends, lies true strength. Let's exemplify with a common situation. You strongly disagree with a friend's opinion on a certain matter. The Stoic approach does not prevent us from expressing our disagreement. On the contrary, it invites us to do so with respect, seeking points of connection and mutual understanding. Instead of starting an ego battle, we turn the conversation into a bridge for growth and shared learning. By adopting this life philosophy, we discover that true communication goes far beyond the exchange of words. It is rooted in authenticity, vulnerability, and the courage to show ourselves as we are, with our hopes and dreams. In doing so, we not only find our own voice, but also invite others to find theirs. Therefore, let's choose our words with the same care that a gardener dedicates to their plants. Let's be patient, compassionate, and deliberate so that our communication becomes a source of light, not shadows. As we walk this path, let's discover not only the art of speaking, but the sublime art of living. Selective compassion is like a ray of light that warms and illuminates, showing that we care for one another. But even this light needs to be wisely directed, so it doesn't get lost in the vastness of the night sky. The idea of selective compassion is like using a flashlight instead of turning on all the lights in the house. You focus on where it's really needed, where you can make a difference. Think of it this way. The world is full of problems and pains, more than any of us can solve alone. It's like being in a small boat in the middle of a rough ocean, trying to rescue those adrift. If we try to save everyone at once, we risk sinking under the weight. Selective compassion teaches us to recognize where we can lend a hand without putting ourselves at risk, keeping the boat stable while helping others. This form of compassion tells us it's okay to admit that we can't be everywhere at once. It's not about turning our backs on the world's difficulties, but rather about wisely choosing our battles. If a friend needs us, we can be there for them, because it's a situation where our presence makes a real difference. But when it comes to larger problems beyond our reach, we do what we can, perhaps helping from afar, without getting lost in trying to embrace the world. You have now reached the halfway mark of the video. I congratulate you for trying to become a better version of yourself, and I also humbly ask you to leave a comment, as it helps my channel immensely. If you do not know what to comment, just write "mind over body" so I know you reached this far. And don't forget to subscribe for more content like this. Also, I've linked some books on Stoicism that helped me become the man I am today, and will also help you achieve a Stoic mindset. Maintaining this balance also means taking care of ourselves. We can't give to others what we don't have. If we exhaust all our energy trying to fix everything and everyone, we'll end up with nothing to offer. It's like, in trying to light the way for everyone, we end up in the darkness ourselves. So, if you encounter a situation where someone needs help, and you can do something, go ahead. Your heart and actions can make all the difference. But if it's something beyond your control, do what you can without blaming yourself for not doing more. Sometimes, the greatest help we can offer is being well ourselves, so that when someone needs us, we're ready and able to lend a hand. Selective compassion is ultimately about being smart with our care and affection. It's about choosing where we can truly be a positive force, ensuring we remain strong and healthy enough to make a difference in the long run, and remembering that by taking good care of what we have to offer, we ensure it continues to shine brightly for those who need it. Prioritizing oneself and being direct is essential. At the heart of Stoicism, we find a powerful call to authenticity and the value of taking care of ourselves. It's a simple but revolutionary idea. Putting oneself first is not an act of selfishness, but a fundamental step towards becoming the best version of ourselves. Why? Because when we are well fortified and balanced, we are much more capable of reaching out to others. Imagine you are like a glass of water. If the glass is empty, how can you offer water to someone else? First, you need to fill your own glass. That is taking care of yourself, making sure you are mentally, emotionally, and physically prepared to face life's daily challenges and to help those around you. It's not about always putting yourself ahead of others, but rather ensuring that you don't always put yourself last. Being authentic and honest in your interactions is another pillar of this approach. Speaking the truth and being who you really are may seem challenging. After all, what if others don't like it? But the truth is, honesty creates deeper and more meaningful connections. When you are true to yourself and others, you build relationships based on trust and mutual respect, and that is the foundation of any healthy relationship. So how do you put this into practice? It starts with small daily choices, saying no when something really doesn't align with your values, or when you simply don't have the energy to give, allowing yourself moments of rest without feeling guilty, and, when interacting with others, choosing honesty, even if it means having difficult conversations. Accepting difficulties and finding strength in challenges is a powerful idea that invites us to see life differently. We know life is not a bed of roses. It comes with its share of storms and mountains to climb. However, it is precisely by facing these obstacles that we find our greatest lessons and opportunities for growth. Each challenge that arises is like a unique test for our inner strength and adaptability. When a problem appears before us, we have two options: to step back and feel defeated, or to face it head-on, using it as a springboard for our personal development. Stoic philosophy, rich in ancient wisdom, encourages us to choose the latter. Imagine for a moment that every difficulty is a question that life asks us. What can you learn from this? By embracing our problems with this mindset, we transform obstacles into opportunities. Every adversity becomes a learning moment, every challenge an opportunity to demonstrate our resilience. How do we do this in practice? It starts with acceptance. Accepting that life will have challenges is the first step to overcoming them. This doesn't mean we like or wish for these situations, but rather recognizing that they are part of our path. Then we look for the lessons. Each challenge has something to teach us, whether about ourselves or the world around us. Moreover, embracing adversity allows us to strengthen our emotional control. When we face challenges head-on, we learn to manage our emotions without letting fear or frustration dominate us. This emotional control is a powerful tool, not only for overcoming present difficulties, but also for preparing us for future unforeseen events. Finally, thriving in the face of adversity is a demonstration of strength and determination. Every time we overcome a challenge, we build a stronger version of ourselves, more prepared to face whatever comes next. It's as if every problem solved adds a piece to the mosaic of our resilience, making it more complete with every obstacle that passes. In summary, embracing adversity and finding strength in challenges is a powerful way to live life. It transforms fear into courage, uncertainty into opportunity, and suffering into strength. It's an invitation to look within ourselves, recognize our capacity for resilience, and move forward with confidence, knowing that ultimately we are capable of facing anything that life throws our way. Living in the present with fullness is a transformative journey to the heart of what truly matters in life. Stoic philosophy, with its ancient wisdom, lights this path by teaching us to anchor our experiences in the current moment, where each breath is a new beginning and every moment is an opportunity to be fully lived. Often our minds get lost in the labyrinths of past memories or in anxious dreams about the future, distancing us from the richness of the present moment. However, by practicing being present, we learn to free ourselves from these chains, focusing our attention and energy on actions and thoughts that are truly within our reach. Imagine for a moment the power of being truly where you are, of fully feeling every sensation, of being completely engaged in every task, however simple it may be. This not only enriches our life experience, but also makes us more effective and focused, allowing us to embrace joys and face challenges with a renewed presence of mind. But how can we cultivate this ability to live in the present with fullness? It starts with awareness, the simple act of noticing when our thoughts take us away from the now. Each time we notice this drift, gently, without judgment, we bring our attention back to the moment, whether by focusing on our breath, physical sensations, or the task at hand. This practice of returning to the present can be strengthened through meditation, mindfulness, or even activities that require focus and total commitment. And as this skill grows, so does our appreciation for life. Suddenly, the little things start to shine with a new light. Moments of connection with others become richer, and even challenges seem less daunting. Because we are equipped with the clarity and calm that only presence can provide, living in the present with fullness is ultimately an act of self-love and respect for life. By choosing to fully inhabit each moment, we not only improve our own existence, but also enrich the lives of those around us. Every moment becomes a celebration, an act of gratitude for the miracle of being alive here and now. So let us all strive to live in the present with all our hearts, remembering that every moment is precious and irreplaceable. May we find joy in simplicity, strength in presence, and depth in everyday experience, and in doing so, discover the true fullness that comes from being truly present in the vibrant tapestry of life. The practice of gratitude is like a gentle breeze that stealthily enters our lives in moments of silence, when the dust of everyday life settles and we feel a kind of inner calm. It's not a new concept. In fact, it's as old as the Stoic thinkers themselves, who taught us the immense power of appreciating what we have. Gratitude goes far beyond saying thank you. It's about recognizing the invaluable worth of the little things, the people who cross our path, the experiences that, as challenging as they may be, always have something to teach us. Every difficult situation is, in reality, a disguised teacher, bringing valuable lessons for our growth. Gratitude takes us out of the relentless pursuit of more and places us in a state of contentment with what is, with the now. But how can we incorporate this practice into our daily lives in a world that seems to be ruled by chaos? Start simple. In your everyday life, take a pause. Look around you. That cup of coffee in the morning, a friend's smile, the sunset after a tiring day are small gifts that often go unnoticed. This shift in perspective not only enriches our life experience, but also strengthens our relationships. Gratitude builds bridges, brings people closer when we express our appreciation for others. acknowledging their importance in our journey, creating a virtuous cycle of recognition and affection. Now, if any part of this message has been helpful to you, leave us your like and comment, helping the algorithm recommend it to someone who needs it at this time. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss new videos. And if you look through the videos we've already uploaded, you're sure to find something to take with you. Have a good day.